Borderline.
Everybody taking the beef angle until you get slapped like a bitch.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Stop it.
Stop it.
Invest Fest. 20,000 people. One of the largest business events on planet Earth. Don't ask me, ask ChatGPT. Oh man, coachable moments, $100,000 given away on stage. Let's see a video about that. $25,000 given away to a woman-led business. $25,000 given away in the vendor marketplace. Shout out to Bevel. If you can add up, that's $150,000 in one day. Given away to black business, support black business, millions of dollars made inside the vendor marketplace, zero commission. Let's talk about that. Zero commission. That means whatever the vendors,
y'all should have got a percentage. Yep.
Whatever the vendors make, the vendors make.
There is supposed to be maximum 150 people.
One line that was pre-selected was wrapped around. Like it was over 500 people in that line. Where do we go? They keep moving us around. They don't know what's going on. We just in line at this point. We know we pre-selected. Everybody in line, we know they didn't make it. We know good and well all these people didn't make it. But they end up listening to they said over 700 people. They end up listening to all 700 people. Which, at the end of the day, I don't think is fair, to be honest.
Showcases the fact that more black businesses need more access to more money, more funds, more opportunities. However, if you are going to set like a maximum 150 participants, then you should stick to that. Because not only are you shorting the people who actually were pre-selected, you're also running down the judges.
They look tired when we walked in the door.
I want to ask y'all a question. Is Invest Fest necessary? Let's talk about it. Now, when I see events like this, naturally, I'm a little curious, but I'm also a little cautious. Now, when I looked on the Invest Fest website, I wanted to take a look at the ticket prices. And the lowest ticket they have going right now is $300, and the highest ticket that they have going is the lifetime VIP admission, which is $10,000. Now, I'm gonna look at this from a vendor standpoint. So the lowest paying tier of vendor placement that they have on there is $1,500. And this is the yellow section. So the yellow section is gonna get you set up way in the back here. And the highest selling one is the blue section. They go for $12,000. And as you can see, as I'm scrolling, you can see 12,000, 7,000 for the orange zone, 2,500 for the green zone, 2,000, 1,500. Okay. So if you're a vendor, you're paying that. Maybe you can make your money back through the networking that you do by paying that $12,000 to be right there in the front. Think about the person that's paying $1,500 to get set up in the back. Like, how many people realistically are gonna walk back there and just turn your brand up? When I see events like this, I don't think they're bad, but I think that people are paying into something that they could honestly get for free. When you take a look at the lineup, you know, you have Nehemiah Davis, 50 Cent, Steve Harvey, Damon John, Tyrese, and a lot of noticeable celebrities that are in attendance giving these talks and speeches. Now, most of these people that are in attendance giving these talks and speeches, I'm pretty sure you can go on YouTube and look it up and find any of their speeches on there. Once you get in there, they're giving you information, like I said, that could easily be found on Google online if you just take the time to do the research. When I look at events like this, I just hope that they aren't taking advantage of people's willingness to want to be a part of something. People love to feel like they're a part of something and feel a part of a community. That's why cults are so prevalent, because if you have somebody that's lost, somebody that's trying to find their way, well, they're more easily manipulated into being into something like a cult. Now, I'm not saying that InvestFest is a cult, but what I am saying that you have people that want to be business owners, you have people that want to change their lives. And a lot of people do spend their last to go down here thinking that something is going to change. Like in my mind, I'm thinking, what is Steve Harvey actually going to tell me that's going to change my life when I walk out of this room? I'm pretty sure you can go on YouTube right now and type in Steve Harvey motivational speech, and the same thing that he's gonna say in that auditorium that you paid $300, $1,500 to go and have a seat in, you can sit home and learn the same thing. Spend that $1,500 on some marketing, or spend that $1,500 on upgrading your setup and learn to do it yourself. Now, they did do a lot of good things this year. I heard they gave out a $100,000 grant to somebody. That's great, because business funding for Black Americans is very low and it's very, very hard to get funding. So I do like that. And I also do like the networking part of it, that people can come down, and if you do have the gift of gab, because let's be honest, this is a hustlers fest. This is where the hustlers converge. You maybe can come up on some plays, but for the average person, nothing's gonna change. Then I look at it like this too. For all the people that are coming down there, the people that they paid to come speak at these panels, they're mingling amongst each other. Rarely are some of them gonna come from behind the stage or out into the where everybody has their products and actually buy or invest into something. No matter how much people wanna deny it, becoming successful in this world is all about who you know, how much capital you have to spend, and are you good at marketing. But I think when you want to grow so bad to the point where you're willing to do anything, you'll pay for a conference like this, go down here and really come out of there with nothing but word salad. It's funny that people will take advice from somebody that got a Rolex on, a diamond chain on, nice clothes. He could be saying some of the most general shit ever. He can get up there and say, you know, when you wake up in the morning, you got to go outside and have intention. If you want to be successful, you got to have money, you got to have intention. You got to wake up and know that's what you want to do in life. Now, people will hear that and be like, damn, he preaching. No, this nigga just said water is wet. If you don't already have the drive to wake up and want to go get it, you're probably not going to be successful anyway. A $2,000 ticket to InvestFest ain't going to change your life at all.
Hey, you boys smell that? About to run up a crazy bag on these suckers.
Hey, we rolling.
Oh. See, I think the way in which we think about and envision our future selves must change. You understand me? According to the laws of power, we really gotta step into our greatness and our consciousness and subconsciousness. We gotta step into ourselves and really elevate, you know? Because when we think about it, hyperbole.
Brother, as the #1 authority on opening schools, why didn't you brothers ask the Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Ifa Tunde, to be a part of InvestFest? Let's keep it Wakandan. It's because you know I would publicly embarrass every speaker you had up on that stage, starting with that big-lipped coon, Steve Harvey.
Yeah, nah. We really gotta invest in ourselves. When you start to step outside of your consciousness and you really begin to manifest all of the manifestations, hyperbole, of your inner cerebral cortex, only then can we begin to align ourselves with the universe and the cosmos and really begin to understand what God's law is telling our cerebellum. Hyperbole.
Okay. Hey, Curtis, we really want to thank you for coming through for us.
Hey, don't ever call me Curtis again, alright? Hey, why y'all ain't call Puffy this year? I guess he ain't coming, huh? See, if we really want to unlock the frontal lobe and delve deep into what the ancestors was trying to tell us, hyperbole, we gotta first reconnect with our gravitational, neocentric, authentic selves. I'm talking about ascending to a higher level of dimensional success, because we are really not even from this world. We are descendants of a superior ancient race from the lands of Osiris, you understand me? So I was sent here, they sent me here with gold water. Yeah. so that I could revive and reveal the hidden prophecies within the black community for $79.99.
Did you know one of the oldest uses for gold can be found in Alexandria about 5,500 years ago? And what they did is they developed liquid gold, and they used to take it and they believed that it will actually allow you to become a god, that it increases vibration and immortality and a multitude of other different medicinal uses. To this day, gold is still being used in medical, still being used as a mineral, still being used to facilitate that electrical body. Make sure you tap in with some of the ancient elixirs of the gods. Gold water. Get you some.
Get the fuck out of here, bruh.
Gotcha, bitch. All right. So I've been collecting data, information, if you will. And before we get started, let me get ahead of the curve and say all the goofy shit that I'm sure some of these EYL sack jugglers will say in the comments. In fact, hold on one second. Can't tell my youngest son that I took his board. Bringing the black. Okay. I took the initiative in writing out a list of things that most of you will likely say. Well, not most of you. All the sack chasers in the comments. And I put it right here. That way, we have it on the board. That way, you don't have to say it in the comments. It's already there. It's written for you. We got the number 1. We got hater, right? That's typically number 1. So that's there. We got jealousy, right? We got bringing the black man down, right? We got crabs in the bucket. All of the favorite sayings, we got them right here. So there's no need for you to take your goofy ass to the comments and type it out. It's already here on the board for you. I grew up in a place where it was common, right, to see a white-nosed warrior on the streets, if you catch my drift. We had some of the most resilient and devoted crackheads in my neighborhood. Reminds me a lot of some of you, right? But I used to walk right past them on my way to the corner store. There they were. Always smelled like pee, because when they wasn't getting high or drunk to the point to where they couldn't hold their bladders anymore, so they just pissed on themselves constantly. They was always stanking, hanging out, begging a little 13-year-old kid for loose change. But I mean, we didn't pay them no mind, right? Because aside from them being strung out, we knew that there was really nothing going to happen, right? We knew they wasn't going to do nothing. Virtually harmless. Now, we knew we couldn't ride our bikes to the store and leave them outside when we went in to buy our snacks, because they was going to steal them. So all the parents had a no store bike rule in the neighborhood. But that was just another Tuesday for us. But when you see a crackhead so many times, after a while, you start to get a feel for their tendencies, right? Where's my cup? Like a lot of you in the comments. Rashad, you got any more of that culture, brother? You got some more of that energy? And let me tell you, whenever I hear you niggas talk about or mention energy as it relates to anything financial, I already know 10 times out of 10, it's about to be some bullshit. Because what you crackheads haven't yet really figured out is that energy is not a real world currency. You can't take energy into a bank and make a purchase with it. Don't believe me? Just try it. Go ahead, walk down to your nearest bank, go down to Bank of America. even, and try to qualify for a loan with energy. And watch what's gonna happen next. They're gonna get you right the hell up out of there. Leave the energy is currency talk in hip hop. That's where you should be monetizing energy at. Not at a convention when the goal is to educate, equip, and inform people with keys to successful investing. You spend your money on whatever you want to, all right? But if you need to spend $250 to $5,000 on a motivational speech, I'm looking at you as a finance crackhead. It's no disrespect to them, but the same shit 50 Cent and Steve Harvey said on that stage, I've heard them speak on 100,000 times on social media, and I didn't have to pay for it. I keep hearing people passively aggressively ask the question to those who have complaints about InvestFest of what are people expecting when they win? And I'm always confused as to why they're asking it, because the answer is pretty goddamn obvious to me. When I put $300 into the market on Apple stock, I know exactly what it is that I'm buying. I'm buying one of the most profitable tech companies in the world at the top of the mountain, who's only going to make more money over the years, which means my investment will scale upwards. And when they make money, I make money. So here's a wild thought for you. Are you ready? You ready for the wild thought? Could it at all be possible, Rashad and Troy, that people who pay a hefty price to get into this conference, this InvestFest, are expecting an ROI, a return on their investment? You fucking clowns. The You Can Do It pep talk is the return I get for paying $300 to attend an event that's called InvestFest. Then we have two very different expectations of this event. EYL has been telling you, get out of that rat race and go build generational wealth, right? They tell you that everybody can be a business owner, be their own boss. You just gotta have the right energy. You gotta have the right mind. As a matter of fact, they got a book coming out, To a Scam Near You, that says everybody deserves to be rich. So hey, if you want to start your own business according to InvestFest, all you gotta do is listen to Steve Harvey, stay positive, and pay $300 to hear Steve and people like Curtis tell you for the 289th consecutive time to stay positive and do your research. Stay with it. How many times do we have to hear Steve Harvey tell us about how he didn't have a dime in his pocket and believed in his dreams, and now he's a cultural success story? We've heard that story 1,000 times. And there's no shade to Steve. But really, we got to pay $300 for this? Good luck taking that to the bank. When they ask you what your business plan is, just tell them, listen, hey, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing to worry about with me because I went to EYL University and I got my degree in the culture and energy. Speaking of universities, isn't the point of attending a school to gain enough knowledge so that you can eventually graduate from said school? When I see all these courses, people taking, one of the first questions I ask myself is, okay, when do these niggas graduate from the program? But it's cool. I know y'all don't really care about graduating. There's tons of serial students all over this country. Niggas that when you talk to them, they always in school, right? It don't matter what time of the year it is. They somewhere taking a class. And it's always for something different than what they told you it was for the last time, right? Serial schoolers. Just taking out loan after loan after loan after loan. They've been in college for 19 years. But anyway, where was I at? So I've been collecting data, y'all. And the first thing I want to get into is philosophy. More specifically, EarnYourLeisure's philosophy. Because I think it's important to know exactly who it is that we're spending our time and currency on. I know a lot of you don't think it's important to analyze people and that you are spending money with, right? But I do so, all right? I do. I do so believe that it's important to do it. So here we go. I mentioned a minute ago about how EYL has a book, and that book is titled, you ready? You Deserve to Be Rich. There's more shit that comes after that, but I really want to stop right there and focus on that first part because that's the most important part. The EYL philosophy that you deserve to be rich. You deserve to be rich. And let me tell you, Ian Dunlap believes in this philosophy as well. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he was the one that came up with the title, since Troy and Rashad are virtually brain dead most of the time they're speaking. But let's focus on this first aspect of that book. You deserve to be rich. Which you might as well say that they believe everyone deserves to be rich because they're talking to everyone reading the book. Now, I don't know about y'all, but there isn't one crackhead that I've ever met that I said, well, this person deserved to be rich in their life. In fact, there are a ton of people that do not deserve to be rich. Let me give you an example. Social experiment time. A vast majority of people who are asked what they would do if they were rich will tell you that they'd open up a business. No shit. I swear to God. Then you ask them, well, what's the point of opening up a business? And just watch the mathematical equations start to take hold of their brain. Watch as they stand there and stare at you bewildered. A lot of you goofies don't need to start a business. You need to invest 60% of it into an index fund. Max out your taxable accounts and then live off the rest of it before you go and fuck up generational wealth trying to open up a business just because EYL told you to follow your dreams. Hey, I got news for you. A lot of you have been lied to since you were old enough to understand the English language. Your teachers, and maybe even your parents, at some point told you that you could be anything you want. And I'm sorry to break this to you, but that was the biggest crock of shit ever. Hey, I loved Michael Jackson as a performer. I was obsessed as a child. Still love him today. I'm big on music. I love him today as a singer, entertainer. No matter how hard, but no matter how hard I tried, I could not be what he was to the world. I think there are people who are able to put words together in some of the most beautiful art forms imaginable in rap. I can't do that. I'll never be considered a top rapper on anybody's list. Hey, I love basketball. But just because I can hit a jumper here or there doesn't mean that I could have been the next Steph Curry. You get where I'm going with this? You all are way too old to still be falling for the motivational speeches dressed up as insight and generational knowledge. It's been a little time now that EYL University has been up and running, charging its students $125 a month. I think it's funny that some of you have a problem with me asking, where the fuck are the results of the university? Where is the generational wealth for the blacks created from EYLU? Where are the multimillionaires made from Troy's options courses? Why is nobody else looking at InvestFest as an event that enriches the lives of Troy and Rashad only by pulling in multi-millions for the last 3 to 4 years? With thousands of people attending. In 2022, they said over 14,000 people attended. Now, even if they gave away 1,000 tickets to that event, 13,000 at the general admission price of $250, hey, you do the math. You do the math. Last year in 2023, they said that they had 20,000 people at InvestFest. That's 6,000 more than the previous year. You do the math. And that's not accounting for anybody that actually paid for VIP tickets, right? Or to have a booth in the damn marketplace that they so fraudulently parade around as if they're doing a big service for everybody by having it. Yet everybody is paying. On their website, they tell you that they have 12,000 active members. 12,000 every single month times $125. You do the math. But they want you to believe that they got their wealth from their mastery of the market. The reality is that some of you are just as stupid as you look, and you deserve to get taken advantage of because it's willful ignorance at this point for a lot of you. The truth is, if you want to be rich, just find a goofy group of people, okay? The gullible kind that are willing to pay you thousands of dollars for energy and culture, and just run up the tab on them niggas. You gotta make sure you say all the buzzwords like generational wealth, black excellence, financial literacy, never give up, energy, blah, 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 blah. You got Ian charging people $10,000 to join his Red Panda course so that he can tell you about how much Block, because it's Block now, is going to be the next Microsoft. And the very basic knowledge that tech is going to increase in value over the next 2 decades. It isn't lost on me that the most engagement on their channel comes from people that aren't Troy and Rashad. What the hell would EYL do if Ian Dunlap disappeared off the face of the planet and they had to do Market Mondays on their own? God forbid. God forbid. Because they have no personality between the two of them. It's not lost on me that the reason people are showing up to InvestFest is because they pay the hottest celebrities of that year to show face. I had somebody show up in the comments, I'm going to post it, and actually brag to me about the attendance at InvestFest being in the thousands, as if he didn't know that the reason people are actually coming to InvestFest is that they're praying and hoping to rub elbows with a 50 Cent and a Steve Harvey, when neither of them are looking your way. If you paid that $250 to $300 price ticket, I got news for you. You're not getting a one-on-one with 50 Cent. It's not happening. Rashad is under the impression that he and Troy alone are the ones putting asses in seats. But reality says that nobody is showing up to see Troy and Rashad. Don't believe me? Then have InvestFest with only you two and see how much attendance and engagement you get. Hell, throw Ian in there too. The 3 of you do InvestFest next year, and let's see what them ticket sales look like then. Since you're so confident that you the one they come and see. You the one they coming for to glean advice from. These guys are no better than party promoters at this point. There's really no difference. You all pay celebrities, right? You both pay celebrities and recognizable faces to show up from the millions of dollars that you have, that you've earned, that you've collected from these events. You pay them for. You pay them to show up, right? And every other grift that you got on social media. Then you claim afterwards that you throw on one of the biggest events in the city ever. It's not. It's literally the same thing. It's not hard to understand. The problem for me, though, is that every single year InvestFest goes off. You two get richer. And I haven't seen a made millionaire yet in 4 years of y'all holding this event. Make some noise. Hey, make some noise. If I made you question EYL and Ian Dunlap. Go ahead. Put question marks down in the chat. Ian's ego is so much taller than he is in real life that he believes his speaking panel alone is worth the price of admission. He said that. When I tell you I've never seen so much arrogance from somebody that has never once showed you proof that they made millions in the stock market, but gave themselves the title of master investor and got you clowns actually calling him that as if he's been certified by Wall Street somewhere. It's utterly ridiculous. Listen, in closing, they did do something really dope. They gave away $100,000 to a black-owned business at InvestFest out of the millions that they made. And no matter how many millions they made at the event, that is still very dope to me. So it wasn't all bad, right? But the bigger point of this video, in case it went over your head, is that if you need to pay somebody $300 for a ticket to be motivated, you're already behind the 8 ball. And maybe people like Rashad, Troy, and Ian Dunlap aren't the problem. Maybe you are. See you in the next one. Seriously, I really want you to really microanalyze and begin to understand what is happening on a universal landscape. You understand me? Hyperbole. Because only then can we really start to break down the geopolitical, scientifical, hypothetical, rhetorical, monumental, fundamental, inspirational, sensational.
But I'll say it for them. InvestFest is for people that are either interested in meeting their financial celebrities, right? Because there are people that are in the financial community or in the crypto community or, you know, all of these different things that have become voices, that have become the pseudo celebrities within these different communities. You want to either meet them or learn from them.
Geographical, spiritual.
The problem is with the learning side of it is no one particular speaker is going to have enough time at any of these events. I'm not just talking about InvestFest. I'm talking about any financial investing, you know what I'm saying, conference. You're not going to have enough time with these people. They're going to run down where they come from. They're going to talk about their family. They're going to talk about where they went to school. They're going to talk about what the fuck they ate for breakfast that morning.
Facts. Hyperbole.
All the while, they're eating up that fucking clock. You sitting there with your notebook waiting to take notes. You're going to get probably 2 or 3 nuggets of interesting things. And they're only going to tell you, oh, when I was in this situation, this is what I did to get myself out of it. These are essentially work hard, bootstrap, you know what I'm saying, American dream events. They get your juices going.
See, it's all about perspective, yo, and your visionary psychoanalytics. If you don't get nothing out of InvestFest, it's because your whole perspective is whack, yo.
So you leave inspired and you find yourself in the same predicament as you left before when you get home. It is what it is. People can be mad. I don't give a fuck.
God had 12 disciples. You see, I'm wearing number 13. Guess who's the 13th one? Y'all not hearing me. Hyperbole.
What's going on? More light, more dark, more fire, more sparks, more leaves, more trees, more seas, more sharks, more keys, more cars. No, we won't starve. Everything is pure when it's poured from the heart. More guns, more blood, more funds, more drugs, more wars, more lords, more shooting, more scores, more numbers, more boards. Come and climb aboard. Everything is worse when we lead with the sword.
I can only judge by your heart what your mouth say. With a grain of salt, I'ma take it for your mouth's sake. Niggas follow greed, ain't no seeds being planted. Cause people never learn till they feeding the planet. Sleeping 6 feet, death is creeping at your doorstep. This feast is far from over, have a seat, don't you toast yet. I got some shit to learn, you grab your keys, cock your burners. This life is so cold.